Did you know that we've found over 20 words in the Nigerian Yoruba language that is literally same as the Hebrew? Just like we have highlighted in our World History series, the Yoruba language is the 5th most spoken language in Africa. And according to a few sources, the Yoruba land is where you would find many of the people of the scriptural Israelite tribe of Ephraim. Let's read excerpts from one of those sources, which is found in pages 131 and 132 of the book titled From Babylon to Timbuktu, which reads, and I quote, "There are black Jews in southern Nigeria who are called Emoyokwaim, or strange people, by the native Africans, but these black Jews call themselves Benai Ephraim, or sons of Ephraim. Nevertheless, most of their language is similar to the black Yorubas around them. The customary sacrifices of the Yorubas appear to be the same for the Jews. The assertion of these Yoruba Jews is that their ancestors were driven from locality to locality by Muslim persecution. They did not find rest even when they arrived at Timbuktu. These Yoruba Jews lived in the Ondo district when Godbey wrote in 1930. Note that year, 1930. This Ondo district is 900 miles southeast of Timbuktu. In almost every way, these black Jews are like the Yorubas and are hardly distinguishable from them, except for some outstanding Hebrew observances." End of quote. It might also interest you to know that during that same year, 1930, the revival of the apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola was still very much on. And also the apostle Babalola and his contemporaries did actually speak in tongues long before this other wave of tongues came from America with Kenneth Hagin and the rest. Well, I'm just saying. Let's have a quick look at some of these 20 Yoruba Hebrew words. Let us start from the beginning. Genesis 1:1 when read in Hebrew sounds something like this. Bereshit bara Elohim hashamayim et eret. In the beginning in Hebrew means Bereshit, in Yoruba is ni bere. God means Eloah. In Hebrew, Yoruba you say Oluwa, which is Lord. Heaven is Shama in singular. In Yoruba you say Somo. In Hausa is also Somo, and Samai in Amharic. Person is Inos and Eniyo in Yoruba, or Onye in Igbo. Food or eat is Okele in Hebrew and Okele in Yoruba language. That's the solid food you swallow. Time of coming is Kabo in Hebrew, and you say Kabo when you welcome someone in Yoruba language. He made is Oshe in Hebrew and Oshe in Yoruba. A blessing is Baraka, and you say Alubarika in Yoruba or Hausa. And you can take screenshots and note the Hebrew Strong's numbers so you can look them up for yourselves. Again, we have a word for the naysayers. Someone might say, does it mean that, let's say I see an electric bulb made in Japan whose brand name is also a word in my local dialect, does it mean that the Japanese also come from my local tribe, or vice versa? Well, the obvious answer to that is a no, because first, what you just described is a scenario. It's not real. And even if you found such a word for real, how are you sure it's not a coincidence? Because if all you have found is just one word or a few words, those words in themselves are insufficient to establish a connection between those two tribes you're trying to compare. In our research, we found over 20 identical pairs of words in the two languages. All the words mean or refer to fundamental objects and concepts like God, angels, heaven, earth, blessings, food, eat, bad, etc. Don't forget, by the way, that multiple cultural practices between the two people we are comparing are very, very identical, plus dozens of scriptural locations that we have found in dozens of maps and references in the same sub-Saharan African region. Now, of course, you can walk away and ignore all the evidence we have shown you, but that, my friend, is one definition of ignorance. But for those that want to learn more, please share, like, and subscribe, and get access to download the maps and materials in the links in the descriptions to our YouTube videos. Finally, Hebrews, Africans, remember these 3 things. Know your enemy, remove your bad leaders, and like our father Enoch and the anointed one Yeshua told us, love one another. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.